Tenpenny.
Yeah, I know you, Carl. Everything about you.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Leo Gaming. Right, today is my impressions of GTA San Andreas, the definitive edition, plus my thoughts and what I think about Rockstar and where we're going and what they're doing and how it's, you know, them as a game developer now, including Take-Two. So, GTA San Andreas, the definitive edition. I've got to admit, I was very disappointed when I loaded this game up. I did immediately go into the settings, because when I play a game, I always go straight into the settings to see what I can change. I went straight into the settings, looked at it. I always up the brightness of any game. I just always do that. I don't know why. I just always up the brightness a little bit. Loaded the game up. Bang. How dark is this game? It's so dark. On a lot of the cutscenes, you cannot see the characters' faces. You can't see facial expressions. You can't see the backdrop is dark. The lighting, the bloom lighting that you get from the sun, that lighting that comes off, sort of completely blocks the background, and you can't see anything. The tone of the game is so dark. So what I did, straight into the settings, brightness all the way up, didn't make a blind bit of difference. This is how bad the lighting was. When I took a thumbnail, I took a screenshot of one of the videos that I recorded on my phone. One of the gameplay footage that I recorded. So when I downloaded the video onto my phone, I took a screenshot of a frame within the video. Do you know what my phone said? My phone turned around and said, "Would you like us to fix the lighting?" Of the screenshot. That's how bad it is. Even the phone's sitting there going, "Would you like us to fix this lighting?" And I did, and it improved the lighting. My phone made the lighting better than what the developers did in this. And the glitches, you got a bridge that's completely disappeared in Whetstone, out in the countryside of San Andreas. You got a bridge that you can walk over, an individual bridge, like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where you take a leap of faith. Do you believe in God? You know, and it's like glitches where one of the missions, the mission where you have to go to the funeral to take out the baller's boss. I got stuck because one of the NPC cars had rammed into the car you're supposed to use to get away, and then every time I tried to get into the car to get away, CJ couldn't open it. It was like he was a weakling suddenly. This definitive edition, and basically what I had to do was restart the mission because it froze. I couldn't do anything. Then Sweet ends up standing in one mission. Sweet ends up frozen in a spot. And I kept trying to move him. I tried to shoot him just to see if he would move. Nope. I had to restart a mission. There's so many bugs with this and glitches. It is a piss poor. I was so excited from that trailer. I've got a video where I'm showing my excitement. But the trailer was very clever. Didn't show any proper gameplay, mission gameplay. It showed just little action sequences. And it was such a piss poor remaster. I don't know. Grove Street Games, I don't know whether it was their fault or whether they were rushed, but this game was clearly decided. This trilogy was clearly decided probably less than 6 months ago. And Rockstar or Take-Two said, "We need someone." Grove Street Games, which is like Rockstar Dundee or something, quick. Just redo all these, give them a coat of paint, whatever, HD them up or 4K them up, and then, you know, we'll just lob it out. In my eyes, I think they knew it was going to be rushed before they started. What is the point? In my head, do not remaster a game or a trilogy of games if you know it's going to be a rush job. Personally, it's a cash grab. Personally, it's them bowing into the pressure of GTA 6, so they feel like they have to release something for the single player. And I haven't played Vice City or the GTA 3, because I only got San Andreas on Game Pass. I don't need to because I've seen enough people comment on the other two. But San Andreas is just... It didn't... Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game. I did get into it, but for a definitive edition, this is worse than the PlayStation 2. Much worse. It's just... In my eyes, if you're going to do a remaster, don't half-arse it. Do not half-arse a remaster. You look at the quality of remasters that have been going out in the last few years. This is not one of them. This is nowhere near one of them. And now we're hearing rumours of GTA 4 being remastered. Please don't. Please don't. Unless you're going to do a damn good job of it. Like, don't get me wrong. I get this trilogy was from the PlayStation 2, so it's old coding. And there's a lot of assets that you had to go through. And this is how lazy you were. I'm not saying it's lazy, but this is how you know it's rushed. The fact that you had to use a machine algorithm to upscale the textures. So you could tell this was a rush job. This wasn't a 2 or 3 years in a decent remaster. This wasn't a 2-year remaster. This was a 6-month rush job. And you could tell. It shows. It shows. And Rockstar, I'm not surprised you are getting requests for refunds. Luckily, mine's on Game Pass, so I'm not too fussed. But I'm disappointed. Massively disappointed. And, I mean, this all stems to Rockstar as a whole, Take-Two as a whole. What are you doing? What are the game developers doing? The last time we had a game was Red Dead Redemption 2. 2 or 3 years back. What have you been doing? You can't tell us that GTA Online is taking all of your developers' time because you're doing nothing else. You're not releasing anything apart from the odd fucking bit of content on GTA Online. And they don't take years. You've lost, personally, I think you've lost your creative touch because you're not creating anymore. There is no creation coming out of Rockstar. Apart from GTA Online. The investors and the CEOs and the leadership is just sat there at Take-Two going, do you know what? GTA Online is raking it in. Let's not worry about anything else. Well, I'll tell you what, just to appease the GTA fans, we'll just quickly throw a remaster out there. The original GTA trilogy, just lob that out there just to keep them happy, to shut them up, for God's sake. They keep banging on about GTA 6. Do they not realise yet? We ain't doing GTA 6. No, they probably are. But come on, Rockstar. It's nearly 10 years. 10 years? And you're doing an expanded and enhanced edition on the Xbox Series X. I never know. You're just as bad as Bethesda. I'm an Xbox fan. But when you re-release games with so many editions after a 10-year period, it becomes a joke and you're robbing. You're scamming. It's a scam. It's like an upfront scam. It's like a scam that everybody's accepting. Don't get me wrong, there was a much more bad reaction to the Series X and the PlayStation 5 upgrades that are coming for GTA 5. But it's getting ridiculous. You can't play the same game that many bloody times. Single player content. Now, if they had turned around and said, we've created, what would have been better for GTA 5 is if they had turned around and said, we have created single player expansions for GTA 5. Not the whole game itself expanded and just enhanced. Single player expansions. Work on that. You should have been doing that 5 years ago. Rockstar, you're taking the piss. You're getting as bad as other big companies. Like 10 years ago, Rockstar, you was in a league of your own. You're slowly becoming a greedy corporation. Not that you've never been before, but at least you were releasing games. Where have they gone? And because you know that people are getting fed up, you're now going down the remaster route. And you're doing a piss poor job of that. So it just needs to stop. We need to get... There needs to be more. I mean, players asking for refunds on this trilogy is a good thing because we're talking with our wallets then. We're saying, we want a refund. This is an absolute joke. This is taking the piss. So you need to Take-Two, whoever runs the show, whoever makes the final decision at Rockstar or Take-Two, start producing games again. New games. GTA 6 should not have taken this long, guys. GTA 6 should never have taken this long, because the problem is, don't get me wrong, GTA 6, when it eventually does release in 2080, you know, it's still going to sell, and it will still be the top selling game on the consoles and PC. It always will be. But don't take the piss out of your fans and consumers' good nature. A sequel should not take this long. I'm not a great fan of GTA 5 anyway. I mean, I've never even completed it. I played it halfway through. To be honest, the free character thing I just couldn't get into, driving me nuts. I like to stick to one character where you can invest in the character, whereas when you're 3 different people, it just drives. I can't be arsed with that. It's, you know, I don't want to be 3 different people flitting from one place to the next. I want to be one character you can invest in. That's why I prefer GTA 4. But I tell you what, Rockstar, if GTA 6 doesn't surpass GTA 5 in terms of what it does and how it looks, that'll be the downfall of you. Do not release a buggy mess in GTA 6. Patch and sort out GTA the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. Oh, the name is so bloody long. I'm saying it wrong. GTA the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. There's too many there's too many the's in it. Patch that. Sort it out. Do you know what? I would be embarrassed if I was a developer and modders made better remasters than the developers. I mean, come on. How can you sit there and allow that? If that was me and I was a developer, I would look at these modders and how they've done and think, we cannot allow that to be better than what we produce. That is just embarrassing. That's embarrassing, Rockstar. Grove Street Games. That is embarrassing. Modders are doing a better job than what the developers are. That is an embarrassment. A complete embarrassment. I mean, I just couldn't allow it. I couldn't do it. I would be like, if we cannot do better than what the modders have, I'm not doing it. Simple as that. You need to... What developers need to start doing is hiring modders. Hire modders. Modders produce some brilliant remasters and upgrades to games. Start hiring them. Bring them on board. Why not? What have you got to lose? You haven't. You know, if the developers you've got can't do a better job than the modders, bring the modders in. I mean, if you're all about business, you could probably pay the modders less as well. If you're all about business, Take-Two, then you should have brought modders in. I mean, I've seen some modding videos of GTA. They're so much better than this Definitive Edition. You know, if you're, like I say, if you're a business, Rockstar or Take-Two, if you're a business, look at that. But in my head, this trilogy, Definitive Edition, was never a main thing for you anyway. It was like a back thing, let's just lob it out. So you never really thought about whether it would look better than what the modders do. You didn't care because it was a cash grab. This was a cash grab and a scam. Simple as that, and a way to appease GTA fans and to shut them up about GTA, harping on about GTA 6, which they're well within their right to. Unfortunately, Take-Two, when you start a great series like that, you've got to continue. You cannot rely. Even the GTA Online community are probably starting to get a bit fed up now because GTA 6 is taking so damn long. It is ridiculous. And you're going to lose fans because of it. So, that is my thoughts and opinions on Rockstar. and the definitive edition, especially San Andreas. I didn't really talk much about San Andreas because we all know what it's about and what the trilogy is. This was just a rant at Rockstar more than anything. So, guys, that is my views and opinions of that game and Rockstar as a whole. So, guys, if you do like my content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And check out my previous video, my reaction, thoughts and opinions to the Xbox 20th anniversary celebration. Up on your screens right now. Love you all. See you later. Goodbye.